All right, family, this is Pastor Mel, and this is going to be a serious piece of work. And endeavor here is going to take some time to get to the bottom of some stagnation that we must move through. I love our new motto, a better life requires a better way. I absolutely love that, but I'm going to put an if on it. If, conditional. If a better life requires a better way, then it's going to take some better strategies to get there. So let's just go ahead and jump right into our subject on this evening, depending upon what time you're looking at it. This training, you should view it as mandatory. Now, it's your business. It's up to you. You operate how you so choose, but I'm telling you what I know, that since a better life requires a better way, we are definitely going to have to use some better strategies, and we have exactly what we need. So let's talk about making some boss moves. How many of y'all are ready to make some boss moves? Now, I feel as though I love strategy. I love even games. You know, I remember back in the day, Stratego, that was one of my favorites, and Battleship, some checkers, and all that. But the game that I really love the most, I'm not that good at it, but I love chess. And I believe that one of the things that we're going to have to do, we're going to have to stop playing checkers and learn to play chess. I'll say it again, we're going to have to stop playing checkers and learn to play chess. We're going to have to step our game all the way up if we're going to make some boss moves. You know, when you're playing chess and you get that pawn all the way to the advance in rank of your opponent, you tell your opponent, you look at him in the face and you say, king me or crown me. Some of y'all are ready to be crowned, but to get crowned, here's the work you got to do. You got to fight your way through all those ranks, and you got to make some boss moves. So we're going to talk about that. Boss moves to understand. Let's make some boss moves. But if we're going to make those boss moves, there's some boss moves that we got to understand. Let's start with the principles. Now, there's a strategy that I've been talking about for some months, but we've not really applied it. Why? I don't know, but we're going to fix this. We're talking about the Travel Trader Online Presentation Party. That's the new name for it, code name TOP. That's TTOPP. That's TOP. So when you hear me talk about TOP, that's exactly what I'm talking about. The Travel Trader Online Presentation Party. That is the number one component in our team for making boss moves. Now, here's some boss moves to understand. Number one, a thriving business, or thriving businesses rather, require customers. Would you agree? Thriving businesses require customers. I just think that makes good sense. Perfectly good sense. Thriving businesses require customers. Well, if that's the case, then understand this. Boss moves to understand. Customers begin as prospects. Most of the customers you'll ever have, they didn't begin as such. They began as prospects. Here's the next step. Prospects begin as leads. They weren't even always prospects. Some kind of way you got a lead, or they were led to you by someone else, even if it was a referral. It started out as a lead. Here's another principle. Boss move to understand. Leaders must create leads to stay in the lead. Man, yeah, that's good to me. Leaders must create leads to stay in the lead. Let's go down further. Leaders and leads are what your business is built on. Leaders and leads is what your business is built on. Can you fight? Can you refute that principle? Leaders and leads are what your business is built on. Think about it. Leaders and leads. And then get this, the two are connected, and you won't have one without the other if you want your business to thrive. So if you really want your business to thrive, you really want to make boss moves, then we got to connect the leaders who are going out to make the leads. That's what this whole project, that's what this whole system, this whole strategy is all about. We're making boss moves. Now get this. So how do we take the lead in getting leads? Glad you asked that question. Generating one lead at a time is entirely the worst way to do it. I've been there. I've done that. I got t-shirts. I got hat. I got all kind of stuff on that. Don't go one at a time. Don't do it. it will take you forever to get to where you have the potential to be. Here's what you want to do. Rather than using addition, we need to use multiplication. Rather than playing checkers, we need to play chess. Rather than acting like employees, we need to boss all the way up. How many of y'all are truly ready to boss all the way up? Now, I'm not talking about just saying it. We can make our mouth say anything. I mean, we talk so much, and then we gung-ho, and we top of the world, then we go ghost. Come on. You can't make boss moves and go ghost. You got to stay in the game, and you got to know that it's a marathon, not a sprint. So let's talk about this Travel Trader online presentation party, this TTOPP. I hope you're down with I hope you're down with TTOPP, because this is the system, the top system, if you're gonna make boss moves. Let's get at it. The number one strategy for generating leads for us is to use our Travel Trader online presentation party, our top system. By using the top, we can multiply our efforts exponentially. Again, we're not just adding 1 or 2, we are literally multiplying. By the end of this presentation, you will see by the numbers why it is so important, critical, crucial, the essence of what we need to be doing. We give our prospects, number one, something of value. I mean, we're not begging, we're not pleading. We know that we can go to them with confidence no matter who they are, because we are providing something valuable to every prospect. They want something valuable. We're giving it to them. Number two, get information on our prospects and make sure we're speaking to the right people and redirecting others. So we need a means to do that, and of course we have it with our survey system, state of the art. It works when we work it. See, sometimes we're talking to the wrong people. You're wasting their time. You're wasting your time. And I'm not going to allow you to waste mine. So you got to understand that survey is there for a reason. We want to make sure that we're getting information on the prospects so that we can know who we're speaking to. And we're creating win-wins. Everybody wins when we use the system. And it's a whole lot of folk that lose when we don't. Getting referrals continually. When you use our Boss Move system, here's what happens. Your continual referrals don't stop, because you go from one event, one experience to the next. One lead leads you to another leader, leads you to more leads. It just goes on and on and on. It doesn't stop. Boss moves, y'all. Getting testimonials along the way. You're going to help so many people. You're going to equip them. You're going to empower them. You're going to make a difference in their travel experiences, a difference in their life. And that's a boss move. And you're going to be able to leverage the relationship to do all the heavy lifting. You know, marketing can be very difficult and complicated, but when you use this boss move system, this strategy, when you use this top system, man, it works. In fact, no other strategy can even come close to yielding the same results pound for pound. I'll show you why as we go on. So how do you implement this top system? How do you make it work? How do you make it function? How do you turn it on? What's the button? What's the switch? Here it is. Let's go at it. You start by sending out the designated invite to people you know or know of. Some kind of way you have either a primary relationship with them or maybe even a secondary relationship with them. Maybe they didn't go to school with you. Maybe they're not necessarily family, but you either know them or you know of them, or you've been in a position where you've gotten to know them just enough to be able to ask them their permission, because you're going to ask them for permission to do something. And what you want to do with this system, this top system, you need to get 4 hosts. And those 4 hosts are going to serve as volunteers, and they're going to host what we'll refer to as a travel trade party. It's online. They don't have to leave their house. But here's what you got to get. When they agree to host, they're going to have 10 guests. And for getting the 10 guests, they're going to or more, they're going to receive a guaranteed 3-night getaway, guys. And that guaranteed 3-night getaway is worth between $750 to $1,250, and all they're going to do is they're going to pay the resort fee and the tax, and there are more than 70 beautiful destinations all around the world they can choose from. Now, if they don't have 10 guests, we're not going to release that. because we want to make them, listen, we want to make them to reach, to strive. We want to make sure that they are going all in, and we're going to give them all the resources to have 10 guests. They don't have 10 guests, we're still going to give them something, but it will not be that voucher. They have to refer to us 10 guests to get that voucher, because we're giving them something of value. And what we need of value from them is a relationship connection with those guests. So they know people we don't know. We need to be able to meet those people, but the only way we're going to be able to do that is to give them something of value, to get something of value for them. Everybody wins. This is the top system. And when they don't reach it, we're still going to give them something for the effort. It'll be $100 dining voucher, which will be good to use all across the United States. More than 100,000 offers, 75,000 plus participating restaurants all across the United States, and Canada's involved as well. So they're going to win. We're going to win. The prospect's going to win. All we do is win, win, win when we make boss moves and when we use this system. In fact, each team member, if you really want to get promoted, what you do is you choose 2 or 3 dates. And out of those dates, you just go to work effectively. I mean, you use the system. The system works for you. That's the leverage. You're not even doing it. You're using the system. You're doing the heavy lifting with the system. You don't make excuses, number one. That's the problem, making excuses. You just don't do that. You refuse to make excuses. You just go to work using the system, and you make sure you leverage all the heavy lifting using the system. If it was a big boulder to be moved, if you had the right tool, you could move it. But if you try to use your own personal muscle, you probably, like myself, we wouldn't be able to, it wouldn't budge. So when you have the right system, you can get things done. We got the right system. You want to get promoted, choose 2 or 3 dates, go to work effectively, and refuse. I mean, just don't do it. Each team member chooses 3 to 4 strong individuals that they've cultivated relationships with, and they serve as hosts for the appointed dates. And each host, they need to complete the survey. They need to complete the confirmation call. And in the confirmation call, we're going to get them prepped in advance. We're going to make sure that they understand the process. We're going to give them all the things they need to invite more than 10 guests. In fact, we want them to invite 3, 4, 5 times the amount of guests that they expect to have, because you know how people are. Sometimes you might have to have 40 or 50 invites just to get the 10, and that's okay. It is what it is. So if you know that, you do that in advance. And we're giving them all the opportunity to win, because when the host invites the 10 people, each one of those 10 persons also has the opportunity to win, because there will be a drawing for those who attend. See, the host is guaranteed to get the 3-night getaway, but those in attendance will be placed in a drawing to get the 3-night getaway during the presentation party. During the top, they're going to have the top opportunity to win a getaway. Now understand this, all of us as team members in Joshua Generation, not outside the team, but inside of our team, can have parties at the same time. So it might be 3 or 4 of us, and all 3 or 4 of us might have 4 hosts each, and those 4 hosts can all have 10 guests. Guess what? The more the merrier. We should have 200, 300 people on one travel party. It's okay. So don't think that because somebody else chose a date, that means you can't use that same date. You can. Here's how we accelerate our growth. You want to see a growth boom? Here's the growth boom strategy. You got to make a boss move. Here it is. Just schedule everything properly online for the travel trade party. Get those 4 registered hosts. Make sure each host has everything they need to get 10 guests per host, and that will be the ability, or show itself to be the equivalent of 40 solid, here it is, properly vetted prospects. That's what you'll have. 40 solid, properly vetted prospects. For every event, when we do this right, when we do it effectively, when we do it by the numbers, when we don't make excuses, when we do it, when we follow the system, when we follow the training, it works. 40 40 solid, properly vetted prospects created every time per event. Now here's the mindset. We're not looking for everyone. Man, we can't say that enough. We're not. We are not looking for everyone. We're not out there either trying to trick anybody or get anybody. That's not our thing. That's not how we operate. We're looking for the right people that we can lock arms with, that we can go to work with and change lives. We're looking for those, as we say, those who are looking for us. And sometimes the ones that we initially talk to, they may or may not be the person that we really need to connect with, but they know someone who is. And they will point us to the right persons. So all the time, energy, and effort that we've spent with them, it's okay that they were the usher that led us into the presence of somebody else that we got acquainted with. That's boss move, y'all. Here's a note. Need you to know this. And you need to share this with your prospects and your hosts. The average resort fee and the taxes that need to be paid per night is going to range from $35 in the United States, and some of the international places will be $65 a night. But those vouchers are worth, here's the retail value, ranging between $750 to $1,250 per stay for each of those places. And I'm going to show you some of the places. They are beautiful. They are gorgeous resorts and hotels all across our great country, the United States of America, and all around the world. More than 70. Customers, though, they cannot choose the exact property. In this particular program, they get to choose the area. So the city, they can choose the city, but there might be in every city that's selected. Let's just say they wanted to be in Boston somewhere. Well, if we have Boston on the list, there might be a dozen places that this program has for them to use inside of Boston, but it's not going to give them the exact property. So it's based upon the availability of what's in the program, and it works out pretty well. They also can't use holidays and things of that sort. So it's a great program. It's giving them something of value that they can utilize. Let me throw this at you. Here's another boss move. You can give them this, and then as a travel agent, let's just say they're going to take 3 nights. You can let them know as a travel agent, that's the gift to them. But what you really want to do is set them up for a 7 to 12 day event. So for the rest of the days, the remaining days, you'll be serving them as their travel agent, taking care of their booking and everything else together. So that 3 nights might be added on to a vacation, or on the front end of a vacation, but that will be the extra 3 days, so forth and so on. So you can set that up. You can use that as another boss move. So many things we can do. But the travel voucher, keep this in mind, it includes the resort and the hotel stay only. Please understand, there is no transportation, there is no food, there is no insurance or any other items included in it. It's just the accommodations, the 4-day, 3-night stay. All right, so let's go right into these boss moves. We gotta make boss moves. Original script that we have put together. I put that together. I sent it out a few times. I chopped it up and edited it a little bit more. I want you to tweak it to your own satisfaction. Sometimes you can change the wording depending upon the audience, the individual that you're sending it to, based upon your relationship with that individual. So I'm going to show you the original script that you need to send via text or messenger. You send it to the individual. You do not, I repeat, you do not put this on your page, on your wall for everybody to see. You do not send this as a blast to multiple persons. You do this one individual at a time. Here's the boss move strategy. Here's the script. You start with a A and a B. The A is your this is how you go in first. Hey, I need you real quick. Are you free for 5 minutes? You got to start with that. That's your introductory, because you need them to respond back to you. And if you get crickets, that means that you don't have their attention. So why are you going to send them all the information and you don't even have their attention? First, you engage and you get their attention. Hey, hope all is well. Need a favor. Can I call you right now? Or can I call you this evening? Then they respond. Well, what's the best time? Or what's the best day? You're really just trying to engage and get a time that you can reach out and connect with them. And then, of course, when you do that and you get that time, here's the next part. Hey, as I complete my training as an official travel trader, my company is giving away 1 3-night getaway each month in our survey feedback program. For those who host a top, and they're not going to know what a top is, and you don't want them to know what it is. That gives you opportunity to engage in further conversation. Who host a top online, they are guaranteeing to get a 3-night stay at one of the 70 plus properties that we have available. You can schedule up to 18 months away, and there is no obligation to buy or join anything. It's an opportunity for me to get my training completed and for you to get a free getaway for giving me your authentic feedback. We both win. Can I get your help with this? Okay, that's the essence. That's the basics. Now you can change some words around. You can tweak it. You can delete some words. I wouldn't add much more if I did, because you don't want it to be overly lengthy. And even if you did this on the phone, of course you got to put it in your own voice. You got to sound like you. You can't sound like anybody else, because you can't come across as a sales. You got to be genuine. You got to be authentic with it. This has to come out as your flavor. So it's okay to change a few words, modify it, as long as the principles are the same. The principles are there. So you see the principles, just take it, tweak it if you need to, and make it work for you. And make it work for you with the individual that you're reaching out to. I mean, if it's your uncle or your cousin and that ain't how you talk to them, then change it up. Do what you got to do. But you start with hey, I need you real quick. Are you free for 5 minutes? Hey, when's the best time? 7? Or what's the best day? Whatever you need to do, you got to give them that A, and then you got to come with that B, all right? And edit it to your own satisfaction. Now, Joshua Generation Online Travel Party host documentation. Complete boss move. Documentation beats conversation. Because if we don't have a system to document what we're doing, we're just talking, right? And we don't want to waste time just talking. So we want to make sure we document everything. And this is one of the letters one of the documents, I should say, that's uploaded into our Facebook group, our team group. Joshua Generation Online Travel Party host information. Looks like this. Now, of course, it's on the screen for you to see it, but it lists you as the member. And it lists all 4 of your hosts with their full name. Now, if they're called Pookie, that's your cousin, that's good. But we need to know their full name. So you will put Pookie in parentheses or something like that, but you will put their full name because we need to know who they are, because when we put that on the travel voucher, that's not going to fly. Y'all understand? Joshua Generation Online Travel Party host information. It needs full names, first name, last name, and of course it needs your name as well. And then the next step, boss move, is we also need the full names of the individuals that they've invited. Because when they have guests, we need to know who those guests are. Who are the guests that are coming? So for each host, we need to know the full names of their guests, because we're going to contact them in advance of the party. Because they too are going to fill out a survey. They too are going to complete a confirmation call. All of this is the legwork. All of this is the work behind the scenes. There's work involved. That shouldn't scare us. It's called network marketing for a reason. There's work involved. But it's a boss move. Because I promise you, this will yield more fruit than anything that we've been doing. So we're going to have all the confirmations of who the hosts are, of who their guests are, so forth. We got notes on the side, all that. So it's all about documentation beats conversation. Now here it is. After the end of it, prospect thank you letter. After we got them all, in the system in terms of knowing who they are, with their phone number, basic information, we got all that information. Well, we need to send them a thank you letter. And this thank you letter, now this is all prior to the event, but we're just being professional with this thing, and we're letting them know we're making boss moves. Here it is. Hello, I'm super excited about you allowing my travel and trade company to set you up with a guaranteed 3-night getaway simply by completing a survey and hosting an online travel trade party with 10 guests or more in attendance. You have up to 18 months to take your getaway to stay at your choice of over 70 destination getaways. Additionally, each of your guests will be eligible for a drawing to win a 3-night getaway as well. Can I count you in? I have the following dates available to work with for the online travel party. Online travel trade party is what we're going to change that to. The parties are less than an hour. Which would work better for you? And then, of course, they got, the different dates. And those dates, of course, it'll change each month. But for right now, of course, we're building all the way into the end of November. Once you select your date and time, I will get your survey, a few marketing resources to use to help you invite your people through an RSVP process and some other helpful tips. Thanks again for your support. I'm looking forward to having a great online experience with you and your guests. It's going to be great. Sincerely, your favorite Travel Trader. So that's a boss move. We're sending them a professional letter, a PDF, sending it right to their email or even right to their Facebook Messenger, either or, making sure they get it. You got to do that because you're thanking them for what it is and you're reminding them what it is that they said they're going to do. You're letting them know, hey, this is business. This ain't nothing that we're just doing as the waste time because we're bored. No, this is business. So you got to let them know this is business, and that has to be put on your calendar. It has to be put on their calendar, and of course it has to be put on our team calendar as well, which goes into place on our team group page inside of our Facebook Joshua Generation page. Travel Trade Party Host Checklist. There's a number of items that have to be checked. You know, when a pilot goes up into the atmosphere in that aircraft, they have to make sure there's a checklist, not only for going up but even for coming down. Thank God, you know, we got to make sure that everything is done decently and in order. And if you're going to make boss moves, there's a checklist. Let me just give you some of the stuff real quick. Checklist. A host documented. Again, we not going on conversation. We not going on what he said, she said, you thought, we thought, well, I thought it was the date. No, you told me last Friday. We not going on that. Host documented. You want everything documented. Not only documented, but are they confirmed? Did the host complete the confirmation call? Did they send out 40 plus invites? Because they need 10 people. And to get those 10, they need to send out 40 invites. And we give them the invite to send. Did the guests of the host complete the surveys? Did they complete the confirmation calls? Do they even know what time it is? What's going on? Do they even know how to log on? Where it's going to take place? What's really going on? Facebook group page. Is it known to everybody? Has it been distributed? Did they RSVP with one of our keywords that we use as a text system? These are boss moves, guys. All of these things have to be documented, so we're not just going in circles. Invites created and sent out. Attendance list documented and managed. Reminder text sent out. Slides prepared. Do we have team testimonials that are scheduled? We should always have 2 or 3 people on our team that are able to give a testimony. Powerful, dynamic, passionate testimony about why they love Travorium, what Travorium is doing in their life. What excites them the most? What are their favorite parts? Testimonies need to be scheduled and prepared for the live event. And then we got to ensure that the dates are annotated and published within our online survey, our team group page, as I mentioned. So these are just some of the generic ways. We're using Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, guys. Fridays are 7 p.m., Saturdays 5, and Sundays are 5 p.m. as well. So we're just going to keep that rotation. That way it keeps it simple. Now, if there's ever a time where we need to go outside of that, that needs to be coordinated. Because everybody has a schedule, everybody has a life. Believe it or not, I have one too. So the thing of it is, you can't just expect someone to say, hey, okay, we're just going to do it now. No, it has to be agreed to. It has to be coordinated. It has to be, and we got different time zones. All that has to be taken into account. So if those times are not fitting for you, you must coordinate that in advance with the appropriate persons, including myself, so that everybody can be at the right place at the right time, doing the right thing that works, that's being effective. That's how we make boss moves. All right, set the appropriate hosts and prospects up with their selected destination. See, after it all takes place, it's not the end of the thing, it's the beginning of a new thing, and it's going to go over and over and over again. It's going to we're going to repeat the cycle. I'm going to say it again. We're going to repeat the cycle, because here's the boss move. When they go and they choose where they wanted to go, look at some of these beautiful destinations. Places in Canada, beautiful destinations. Some of them are 5 days, 4 nights in Colombia. Come on, guys. Dominican Republic, Fiji Islands, France. Are you kidding me? Those are beautiful destinations that I can't even pronounce some of those places. I ain't going to try. I'm not going to do it. Not tonight. Germany. Japan, come on. Macau, I don't know. Kuala what? Malaysia, yeah, I know Malaysia. So look at where they can stay. Brussels, are you serious? Berlin, Lord have mercy. Get this, Ireland, Greece, Hungary. I'm getting hungry right now, y'all. India. All of these beautiful destinations around the world where they can stay. Look at that, Crete. Lord have mercy. Athens, Bali, Jerusalem. Man, we're giving them value. Don't you dare be shy. Don't you dare be scared. Don't you dare back down talking about what they think it's a scam. Well, next. Go to the next one. Period. We're giving value. They're not getting this from anybody else. These vacation destinations are valued between minimum $750 to $1,250 per person. And each and every one of them can get one simply by doing a few things. And if that's not valuable enough to them, next. That's what we're going to say. We're going to keep it moving. Boss moves. Boss moves. Italy, y'all. Mexico. Philippines. Russia. Good God Almighty. South Africa. They can go to Cape Town. Maybe that's one. Listen, you can put this thing together. That can be once they schedule it and they get all the times and they paid all the dues in advance. Then you, as a travel agent, you can let them know once the schedule is put, you want to book that first, and then you can add on another 3, 4, 5 days, and you can put their flight in with that. You can work that whole thing out as a travel agent. Man, you can make some beautiful things happen right here, and really make it something that's so more than beneficial for them and also for yourself as a business person. That's boss moves, y'all. Spain, Sweden, the UK. Oh Lord, Waikiki. Thailand, Turkey. Why are we not making boss moves? Doesn't make sense to me. Look at the great old born in the US of A. All the different places that you can go. From Atlanta to, Lord have mercy. Good God Almighty. Look at all these places you can go. Man, it don't make sense. Australia. Look at those beaches. Look, man, are you kidding me? Austria, Brazil, Canada. Man, I don't even know if I should argue the point anymore. We need to be making boss moves. We should have been doing this. I don't know why we're not. I just don't. But let's talk about why boss moves matter. Boss moves matter because when you really put yourself to work, here's what happens. The work compounds for you. It takes on a life of its own. It's like compound interest. For example, you start out and you just become a coachable person, and you're saying, you know what? He's been saying this for a while. Bless his heart. And I ain't been listening not one bit. Not one. I haven't tried. All I did was make excuses, and he knows I've been making excuses. I know I've been making excuses. Let me make some boss moves. So you just change. You just change your mind. You say, you know what? I'm ready to make some boss moves. And you go ahead and you start that first party. And in that first party, you get 4 hosts. And remember, each host has 10 guests or more. Well, that comes to 40 prospects. Well, here's the minimum that's going to happen. And I don't even believe it's going to be the minimum. I just don't. But let's just use that as the worst case scenario. 10%. 10% of 40 is 4. That means because you had one party, you made a boss move and got one party on the books. And you did it by the numbers. You got the number of hosts. You coached the host to get the number of guests. And then I did my part. And I really bombed out. I got the lowest I could. That's 4 partners. For you now have 4 brand new partners on your team because you made a boss move. Now, if they're travel traders, remember, it only takes 5 on each side, travel traders, to become a 1-star director. And you got 4 from one boss move. Well, here's what's beautiful. This is why it pays to make boss moves and why boss moves matter. Here it is. Because when you have those 4 new partners, guess what we're going to do? We're going to rinse and repeat. Why are we going to reinvent the wheel? Why are we going to give them something else to do? We already know this works. I've been knew it works. Now you know it works. You got 4 new partners. With those 4 new partners, they now do the same exact thing. 4 partners, that's 4 parties. Well, each one of those parties have a host, right? 4 of them, in fact. So that's 16 hosts. 4 parties, 4 hosts per party is 16 hosts. 16 hosts with 10 prospects each. That's a total of 160 prospects. I bummed out again. What a bum. 10%. 10% of 160. That's 16 new partners. I mean, I'm bombing, y'all. I'm having a bad day. And I'm only getting 10% of the people that I speak to in my presentations to even see the value of this. But 10% of 160, that's 16 new partners that you got on top of the 4. That's 16 new partners that we're going to rinse and repeat. 16 parties. Come on. Each one of those parties, right, is assigned a host who has 10 people who are guests. That's the equivalent of 604 hosts who have 10 people. That's the equivalent of 640 new prospects. I bombed out for the third time. Man, I'm really slouching. That's 10% of 640. That's 64 new partners you got. When you add those together, guys, you got 84 new partners. You are well on your way. You passed 1-star. You passed 2-star. You're on your way to becoming a 3-star there. All because you had one party and you made a boss move. Guys, I hope you're getting this. That's why boss moves matter. That's why you got to make boss moves. No other strategy can even come close to yielding the same results pound for pound. Let me close. Here we go. I love this quote. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small doesn't serve the world. We were born to make the manifest. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. Marion Williamson. Boss move. This is my favorite. Let's end. The Lion Chaser. Here's the manifesto. Pastor Mark Batterson put it together. Quit living as if the purpose of life is to arrive safely at death. Run to the roar. Set God-sized goals. Pursue God-given passions. Go after a dream that is destined to fail without divine intervention. Stop pointing out problems. Become a part of the solution. Stop repeating the past. Start creating the future. Face your fears. Fight for your dreams. Grab opportunity by the mane and don't let go. Live like today is the first day and the last day of your life. Burn sinful bridges. Blaze new trails. Live for the applause of nail-scarred hands. Don't let what's wrong with you keep you from worshiping what's right with God. Dare to fail. Dare to be different. Quit holding out. Quit holding back. Quit running away. Chase the lion. We are Joshua Generation, and we're claiming God's promises together right here, right now. And we're ready to make boss moves. What about you?